morning, everyone, and welcome to AMHQ Early. It's another busy morning here, so I want to start right with the severe weather happening right now. We've got a tornado warning out the gate. The severe weather Monday night and then through the day yesterday, the rain took over as an even bigger story, and heavy rain is possible again today. Flash flood watches are up from southern Illinois still right back down into Tennessee, Mississippi, and even parts of Georgia and the upstate of South Carolina and western North Carolina. We have some flash flood watches. Heavy rain possible today, tonight, and then the storm continues to track east. Again, you saw that red zone down here in the Florida Panhandle. Any of the thunderstorms could put down some real heavy rainfall, and it'll come down fast. That could be a flooding issue. The other issue is the areas that get stuck in the rain for hours. It could be about 3 to 6 hours worth of steady rain in places like Birmingham. So you're going to see 2 to 3 inches of rain add up there. Asheville, 3 to 5 inches of rain. That's why the flash flood watches are up. Concerned about that happening in too short of a time frame in streams and creeks. Atlanta area, you know, your typical flooded spots. That's what you'll be worrying about. Atlanta area too. The timing of all the rain is an issue because it comes in, the worst of the rain comes in for the morning, or for, excuse me, the afternoon commute. The morning, a little drizzly, a little foggy, but it's later today that real soaking rain comes into the Atlanta area. So tracking out again the risk for storms heading east. By tomorrow, we watch the eastern seaboard I-95 corridor. We're talking New York, we're talking Philly, D.C., all the way down to Florida. We are going to be watching for showers and possible thunderstorms. You know, as we time this out into the east, this is for, again, tomorrow. We're going to track the rain heading into places like Allentown, New York City throughout the day, midday hours, lunchtime in New York City tomorrow, rain coming in and tracking east right through the afternoon. So get ready for that as we see more rain tracking into the area. One more really warm day, though, before it gets here. All right, time now for a look at our top weather stories across the country. Anaridis, good morning.
Good morning, Jen, and good morning to you at home. We're talking, of course, about the worst windstorm ever recorded in the state of Washington. We're following up on this story. Classes in Spokane, Washington are canceled today after severe weather downed trees and caused widespread wind gusts ever recorded, Jen. So definitely a lot of people dealing with a lot of damage in Washington this morning.
And Anaridis, it's interesting, you know, not a lot of weather service offices keep record wind gust stats, but they do there because they get a lot of windstorms in the Northwest. And you go back to 1996, we had a bad storm with ice and wind and a lot of power outages. It was the worst on record for Spokane, but now this is the worst on record when it comes to power outages. So certainly a big concern. Take a look at the winds and how strong they were, you know, 40 miles per hour for several hours, and then we hit that 71-mile-per-hour gust. Lots of reports of wind damage across the area. So let's track things for you. Expecting it to still be windy out there. Billings, Bismarck, Rapid City all have some wind warnings, high wind warnings up again today. We're going to track the cold air with this. We're going to track some snow as well. As you can see, the radar very active this morning with the mountain snow up here and winds that are still gusting nearly 60 miles per hour. This is not because of a thunderstorm. It's just windy up here in the Northwest. So we expect that to continue today and then spread out into the northern plains, the high plains. Look at these winds around North Platte, 40, 50 miles per hour by lunchtime today. Again, that's coming in with some cold air as well as we track this whole batch of wind moving east through the day today into tonight. 30s. Get ready for winter. All right, time now with a look at all the new video coming in from overnight Anaridis. A busy day yesterday and night.
And we begin in the Pacific Northwest, where unfortunately 3 people have been killed in the fierce windstorm that raked Washington state. Nearly 500,000 homes and businesses have lost power across the region, and it may be days before everyone is on our weekend. Yeah,
it is Wednesday. It's hump day, so we've got our weekend in view and it's getting closer, but for now we've got to deal with this active weather. More rain, heavy at times, severe weather risks across portions of the south today, and then the chance for rain all the way up through the Great Lakes. With Chicago, we don't lose the rain quite as quickly as you do, say, in parts of the south, but we get rid of it by Thursday. Then temperatures cool down, the rain heading into the northeast, rain into New York City with temperatures in the 60s. You lose 10 degrees by the time we get to Friday thanks to the front coming through. And then the next system diving down. This is the snow maker for you right across portions of the plains, into the Midwest, into the Great Lakes. The first snow of the season. Chicago, look at you, 32 degrees with snowfall in the forecast on Saturday. And then we look ahead to lower Michigan, where we could get maybe 5 to 8 inches of snow, especially up in northern lower Michigan. A chilly rain mixing with snow all the way down through Ohio. I think it's a big game at Ohio State this weekend, right? We've got a mess of weather there on Saturday. Sunday we go and we track that system pulling up into Canada with a lot of the energy, but still some snow left behind, maybe down into portions of western New York, up into New England. Some new snow from the mountains of Vermont and New Hampshire. If you're going skiing this Thanksgiving holiday up in New England, weather is looking good for you to get some fresh powder. Anaridis.
Nice. Thanks, Jen. AMHQ Early is right back with a look at the roads. Before you get in your car, go grab a cup of coffee. We're going to...
All right, you hear that rain out there this morning? A lot of it in the south, especially Mississippi. Jackson, one spot we are tracking for you. Concerned about the heavy rain affecting travel. We've got flash flood watches up until noon Central Time across portions of the south, a little bit later into the south and east. So talking travel this morning in Anaridis, there's a number of spots that we could see delays.
We've got a flash flood watch in New Orleans, and that's where we begin our travel update, 20 minutes past the hour. It is the time of the morning where we...
And the damage. It's half past the hour and AMHQ Early rolls on. I'm meteorologist Jen Carfagno. We've got heavy rain and storms out there right now, pounding the Gulf Coast this morning, and we still have a tornado threat. A torcon of 3 for eastern Mississippi, extreme southeast Louisiana, and western and southern Alabama and the Florida.
Chicago. I have a great note, though, that you pointed out of Billings, Montana. If anyone driving in those high winds or parked, be aware of your children. You had a great note about it. What was it?
And the car doors. You know, you think about when you push your car door into the wind, it blows right back into you. And for kids getting out of the car doors to, getting out of the cars and muscling that car door, it's tough.
That's such a great note. But in Chicago, we're dealing with the rain, so let's talk about that. A rainy and windy commute for you as well, so something to keep in mind. The storm was deadly. At least 3 people have been killed. One of them, a tree fell on top of their car.
Yeah, that's a danger in thunderstorms that I think folks often underestimate. But with windstorms like this in the Northwest, you don't need a thunderstorm. It is just downright windy. Livingston, Montana, over 60 or 70 mile per hour wind gusts for 12 hours. It has been dangerous. All night. So relentless for you here. The crosswinds. Yeah, for driving the crosswinds, just rattling your windows and the trees outside your windows, definitely giving you a headache out here. And we still have the high wind warnings up everywhere in bright purple high wind warnings. Bismarck, Rapid City, Cheyenne, get ready for those winds to increase. Going to time it out for you and show you where everything is going. So the winds in Spokane are actually getting somewhat better here, but not so much in Billings and Livingston. We also have some snow showers coming in across the Rockies as well. So not only is the system bringing in the wind, it's bringing in some cooler temperatures as well. Great Falls, 29, gusting to 36. Livingston, sustained wind of 58 miles per hour, gusting to 71 miles per hour. And it's been doing this for 12 hours since 5 o'clock last night. Since before you sat down to the dinner table, this wind has been blowing strong. And will we get a break later today? But our wind advisory in effect right through this evening at 5 o'clock, and concerned that, we are going to be in it for some time as we see this front come in. Ahead of it, strong winds. Behind it, some very strong winds as well. So winds in Billings and Laramie, 40, 50, 60 miles per hour. Very large area that we're going to have these strong winds affecting travel. A crosswind for you on a lot of the interstates. If you're traveling here today, be very ready for very tough and treacherous travel conditions due to the wind. And if you're traveling in Bismarck, by tonight, this wind is going to be a crosswind for you on 94, on 90, 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. A big concern for travelers across this area. The other concern, of course, has been all the thunderstorms, Anaridis, and we had some storms in Tennessee.
We did, and some wind as well. Some of which they're seeing this morning, especially not as